Right, so my third video on this YouTube channel concerns my time as manager at Town Football Ladies, um, and a couple of my mates, etc., have asked me um, the reasons why I left and asked my thoughts on my time there. So here goes. Look, I was very proud to become the manager of the ladies team. It's my hometown. It's where a lot of my family come from and live. Um, so it was quite a proud moment for me to be appointed the manager. And when we started, I was appointed in February, and I had a couple of games with the ladies before we went under the national lockdown. Um, We beat Calm 3-2, which was a fantastic win, and Alana scored a last minute goal with basically the last kick of the game to secure us a win and 3 points. So there was no better way to start my management career with a win, but winning in the last minute was just ecstatic, really, for me and for the team. The week after that, we went and played Highworth in the League Cup, and we lost 5-3. We didn't particularly play well in the first half of that game, but the second half, um, I thought we showed great team spirit and fight, and Sarah Thomas scored two absolutely beautiful goals. And then after that, unfortunately, we went under the national lockdown for 3 or 4 months, and that sort of hindered what I was trying to do early on and what the players were doing, because I felt the spirit was good. We were training well. We were getting the style of football going, and then we had the lockdown. So I think that 3 or 4 months of lockdown was difficult, because obviously we couldn't train, we couldn't play any games, so and we couldn't really speak to each other either. So I think that was quite a difficult period. When we came back from the lockdown, initially there were quite a number of restrictions in what we could do in training. So I think that limited what we could work on and what we could do. And also pre-season was starting as well. And I think the opposition that we played in pre-season, we played Carterton Town Ladies, we played Laverstock and Ford, we played a few other teams as well. I can't quite remember. Oh, we played Mountsham, and I think there was someone else. I can't remember who we played, but I think it was a tough pre-season in terms of we didn't probably know the strength and the ability of the teams that we were playing, and they were 2 or 3 levels above us in terms of football ability and fitness as well. And we got a few hide-ins basically, and they were tough results to take. And in those games, we didn't have a lot of the ball. We weren't able to create many opportunities. Our fitness was below theirs by quite a lot. Also, we played Wootton Bassett. That was the other team that we played in pre-season. And I think that knocked our confidence a bit, really, because we didn't have much opportunity, as I said, to play our game, and we were against higher opposition that were just too good for us. But I think what we can learn, or what the players hopefully learnt from that pre-season, is you know that should be something you should aim for, to try and be as good as those teams and be as fit as those teams, and that is the level that you should want to aim for, to go with Marlborough or yourself as a player. I think when we started the league campaign, I think confidence was down because of that tough pre-season, And I think maybe we lacked at times a little bit of self-belief that we could play good football, that we could go and compete with the teams in our league and beat them. And, we'd obviously conceded a lot of goals, and I think we got stuck in a little bit of a rut, to be quite honest. And in the league campaign, obviously, when I left, we played 7, won 2, lost 5. We had a very good win over Calne. I thought we played some terrific football, probably some of the best football that I'd seen those players play, and we won 4-3. So defensively, we weren't perfect, but I thought when we had the ball and going forward, we looked real threatening every time. We beat Trowbridge 4-0. The first half performance was terrific. Once we got on settled and got on top of them, I thought we played really good football and we put our chances away. The second half, I think we wanted to win, by a bigger margin, but it just didn't come that second half, really. We found it a little bit difficult to break Trowbridge down. If I look back at the games that we lost, and, I think we lost 12-0 to Melksham. We lost 10-1 to Warminster. We lost 9-1 to Bath and 9-1 to Highworth. I don't think the scoreline actually reflected the performances from the players and the team. I think at Warminster, we were well in the game after 35 minutes. We were 2 or 3-1 down, but we actually were the better team. We were playing good football. We had a lot of pace up top, and we looked like a real threat. And then Warminster sort of changed tactics, got physical with us, and I think the referee lost control of the game that day. And then we sort of just fell into that trap, and we lost heavily, but I don't think we deserved to lose 10-1. I think Melksham, we only had 11 or 12 players, and it was a very hot day. It's very difficult then to play 90 minutes how you want. I think Chippenham as well, we lost 8. I think it was 8-0 but we were only 2-0 down at half time. The first goal was quite fortunate. It was a massive deflection. The second goal, just before they scored the second, we should have scored, and they hit us on the counter attack, and it was quite a scrappy first half. Neither side really got hold of the game, and then we had a player sin binned, and they scored 3 goals in that 10 minutes, and that probably cost us. And then I think the confidence went a bit. I think at Bath, I thought we didn't defend particularly well. I still think we were in the game for half an hour, but we probably lacked that belief that we could cause them problems. And it wasn't the greatest of performances. And the Highworth game, again, I think we were in the game for 15-20 minutes, and then they got 2 quick goals, and I think the confidence went again. So, I don't think the results always reflected on how we played. With me leaving, I've got to say it's hurt me. I've been quite down about it, because football is a massive part of my life. Football has saved me pretty much. It stopped me from going down the wrong path in life. It taught me a lot of values, and it gave me that family feeling over many years. Football has, and it's been my get out when I've been depressed or quite stressed in life. Football is something that I've always looked to. It's probably saved me from like self-harm and other things as well. So not being manager now, it hurts, and I'm a bit down about it, and I've only got myself to blame. I'm not going to go into specific details of what happened, because I don't feel that's right. I think what is said between managers and players in a football club, any football club at any level, I think stays between them, and I think it's not right that it comes out in the open. But it was my fault. I'm to blame. I sent a few messages that were probably, or were, out of order, and were probably a little bit nasty as well. And I've apologised for them. Those people have accepted that apology. But I have to take full responsibility for that. And as I said, I've only got myself to blame. A friend of mine asked if I have any bitterness. I don't. I'm not a person that will hold a grudge. I'm not a person that, hates anyone or wants to fall out with anyone. I think life is too short to do that. And with everything else in the world at the moment, with COVID and, the Black Lives Matter, the racial campaign, and kids starving and going hungry, I think there's a lot more things and serious things to worry about in life. And, I think generally people are struggling at the moment. Some people are out of work, some people are losing money. So we're in a crazy world and crazy times at the moment. So, football is the least thing to worry about. It's more of a, football is there to be enjoyed, and probably is helping a lot of people through tough times at the moment. And I think life is too short to fall out with people and argue with people. And I think what's done is done, and you have to move on in life. And the players at Marlborough, are very passionate. They care about what they do. There's a lot of ability in that squad, and I wish them nothing but success for the rest of the season and in the future. And if they go on to win a trophy or achieve things, then that group deserve it. They so deserve success with like personal things that they've been through and stuff like that as well. And I hope that they go on and do it. Um, you know, I don't have bitterness. I think I have one thing, is that I think that I allowed players to make a few mistakes at times, and they acted not right. And I feel that I gave them a second chance to put things right and come back into the team. And I probably felt, I've made one mistake and I'm out the door. And I felt that the decision might have been a little bit harsh and a little bit rash, and it could have been sorted out. And maybe I felt like I deserved a second opportunity as a manager, or to step into the assistant role and learn from my mistakes and be allowed to put it right. But that was the decision, and it's something you've got to accept, isn't it? Of course, I would like to put things right, and I would have liked to have continued in some way with the team, but that's life and that's football, I'm afraid. But what I can say is, yeah, I've taken a lot of positives from my time as manager, and I think from any experience in life, not just in football, but whether it's work, whether it's to do with friends or family or whatever you do in life, I believe everything happens for a reason. I believe that you can take positives and negatives from any experience. And I believe when you go on to your next venture, it makes you a stronger person, and you can take the positives with you and carry on working on them. And the things you did wrong and the negatives, I think you can analyze and you can work on that in your next job as a manager. And I think for me, when I've analysed it over the last few weeks, I think that I'm a very emotional person. Um, I think my emotions sometimes override me. I feel that I'm a very passionate guy, and I put into it. I put everything into it, but sometimes I probably channel my emotions and my passion in the wrong way. Um, Not on purpose. I think I just do things in the heat of the moment. Sometimes I say things in the heat of the moment, and then, I haven't thought about it in a rational way. And sometimes, that can cost me things. Also think I can learn that I have to communicate better with people. Um, and I think sometimes you have to put an arm around a player. Sometimes you have to um, talk more openly and honestly with players. And maybe I didn't do that enough. So I think that's something that I can work on in the future. Um, and maybe I think the biggest thing I can learn, I think, is I expected maybe a little bit too much too soon. I think it was a hard period when I came into the club with certain things that went on in for them personally, and I think it was quite difficult. I think then um, I was probably too nice at times, and then I got to a stage where then I thought I was probably a little bit more ruthless and opinionated than what I should have been, and I should have been able to manage the emotions differently. And what I think I can learn from is that I have to have a little bit more patience. That Rome wasn't built in a day, um, and you can't get a football team to play a certain style of football overnight, and those things take time. Um, and I probably expected too much too soon. I think when we lost 9-1 to Bath and we'd lost 8-0 to Chippenham, I think I allowed the pressure of those results to get to me. I think I took them personally and too hard. Um, and I probably allowed that pressure to build up and then exploded. And I probably should have, sat back and analysed it a little bit more, and tried to think of a more positive way to get through a tough period. And I'm a little bit angry and disappointed in myself because over the last 10, 15 years, not just in football, but I've captained cricket teams and rugby teams, and I've played many different sports, and I've experienced different emotions in those sports of winning leagues and getting promoted and going through tough times and getting relegated. And I've always seen myself as quite a strong person that will drag other people through. So I'm a little bit disappointed and angry with myself. I didn't really do that as a manager, but I think it's something I will learn going forward. Has it put me off football? No. I want to continue coaching and managing, and hopefully I will get another opportunity in the future to manage. And as I said, I learn from my mistakes and I try to go about it in a different way next time, because I don't think it makes me a bad manager overnight. And I don't think mistakes make you a bad manager. I think you can only improve and learn from them, and it makes you a stronger manager and a better manager in the long run. Because I think we are human, we all make mistakes, whether we're a manager, a player, or whatever. And yeah, I will. I want to get back into management, and hopefully, I will get another opportunity at that. But I'm going to focus on, doing a bit of a few football podcasts with my friends, and this YouTube channel, which is going to be about sport as something I want to focus on because it helps me with my mental health and depression and so on. And obviously, I love sport and I love talking about it. So that's the short term. But look, all I can say to the Marlborough ladies is, I can only thank them for their hard work, their dedication, their commitment, and their efforts while playing under me. I can only apologise for the times I said things wrong, and I've got to manage my emotions and what I say a little bit better, or quite a bit better. And I enjoyed the experience of managing the team, and I don't regret anything about it apart from how it ended. I'm quite sad how it ended, really. And as I say, I wish you all the best for the rest of the season as a club, as players, and hopefully, one day I can come and watch a few games and support you guys and have a drink with you, and hopefully watch you getting some good results and progressing as a team. It's a fantastic football club, and it's the town I live in, so I always want to see the club do well. And I'll be looking at results and hoping that you do well for the rest of this season. But that's my take on it, really. I don't know whether it will come across well or what. I've just tried to say what's been on my mind, really. And it has affected me in a big way. I feel like I've lost something huge out of my life, which is football, and I'm a little bit down about how things ended. I think I'm quite sad about it, really. And I've had a good look at myself because, I've thought, have I done any good, or am I a bad person? It's really made me question myself and my ability as a manager and the way I am with football, really. So, but there are a lot of positives I believe that I can take. And yeah, that's all I've got to say on it, really. I will be doing another video probably Thursday or Friday because it's International Week, isn't it? So I will probably do a video previewing England's games coming up, and my thoughts on those games and predictions. I'll probably give a few thoughts on what I think of international football at the moment, to be honest. What I think of Gareth Southgate as a manager, and what I think of this current England team. So that will be my next video.